Hello guys, thank you so much for being with us here on my live. Some of you guys will be notified that Apostle Ely, Chief Apostle Ely is live. I want to say first of all, thank you and salutations to my madrina, to my padrino, to my brothers and sisters in E5, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, whether you're a mystic or Ajay. My lives are not for the children. We appreciate you guys being notified, especially you that are grown. When it comes down to the ATRs, those are African traditional religious beliefs, we appreciate you guys for being a part of our lives and those that want to practice real magic. I came on this live today. I've been in church all day and doing spiritual work, and then going to the cemetery. I want to share why on my particular platform I try to talk to Christian people or people that are in the Catholic, the Christian church, or even you came out of the church and you still got church influence and you're practicing hoodoo, you're practicing voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi. You still have a lot of these beliefs, and you still implement those in the ATRs. And I want to share something with you guys. And when I say not my opinion, especially to the practitioners of said religions and belief system, especially if you are on a professional platform, I want to say this is something that I have learned from my spiritual dad. When I was 13 years old, I spent majority of my time up under him and learning from him in Haitian voodoo. But I would say this universally, guys, whether you're air sign, much love, thank you so much, I appreciate that. When you come on my lives, my interest is sharing knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. On my lives, I do not, I'm golden and I am chosen. All right, I like that name, I am golden and chosen. I do not enforce, or neither do I interject my personal beliefs in my my lives, because at the end of the day, people are grown and they have a right, sir or ma'am, to apply information if they so choose, or they may pass on it. I tried to, what's up there? All right there, thank you for checking out me on this live. I hope y'all like what I'm done, my background, changing up my background. I'm also on my YouTube channel. I'm able to speak a lot more freely on my YouTube channel than I am on TikTok. But I want to share something, guys. Thank you. I appreciate that. I wanted to share this with you guys when it comes down to the ATRs and why I even came live to this evening. Whether I do readings for you, whether I do any conjure work, cemetery work, does not matter. What I try to express to people from what I have been taught and shown in life, I don't like to express my opinions. My opinions are my viewpoints, and they may differ depending on people, places, and things, background. There are different situations that may change the viewpoint of a situation, and it doesn't apply to everybody. One thing about universal laws, they apply to everybody. But if you are a practitioner, or if you watch this video and you're a practitioner, or you desire to be a practitioner, something that I want to share with you that you want to be mindful of. In spirituality and in these spiritual streets, like we call them, there are going to be clientele that go from one practitioner to another practitioner. Does not even mean that that practitioner will be of the same tradition. They may go from somebody doing hoodoo work to somebody doing voodoo work to somebody. This is what people do. The reason I want to bring this up, because energetically, always remember this. This is scientifically proven. Energy is not destroyed. Transmuted, transformed, but never destroyed. When you have people that are that go from practitioner to practitioner, a lot of times you will find yourself in wars with energetic workings that may come from another tradition or maybe same tradition. And a lot of times, some of us are so busy trying to get clientele, we're not doing proper divination, we're not doing proper cleansing and protection work, because I'm going to tell you what my spiritual dad taught me. Consider that most people lie when they come to you. I don't care. At the end of the day, it is your responsibility as a practitioner, y'all don't care for the word practitioner, but a spiritualist, to make sure that you are undergirding yourself and protecting yourself and your household. Because a lot of people, when it comes down to magic, all that a person wants is their desired outcome. They don't care if they're dealing with a psychic. They don't care if they're dealing with a hoodooist. They're not considering those things. When you are sitting down there with a client, you have to consider what type of energy they've already connected that desire to. Did they start that working with a hoodooist? Did they start that with a voodooist? Did they start it with a Santero? Did they start it with a Tata? Did they start with a Polero? Did they start it with a Hugon? Did they start it with a Bokor? When you are working with people, and this is not my opinion, these are facts. Energy is never destroyed. And if you are not skilled enough to read into a situation, you can find yourself going through situations and circumstances as a practitioner based off of attaching yourself to the same work. Remember, when it comes down to magic, any spiritual working, cleansing is essential. Having the resources to keep yourself cleansed and protected. Thank you so much for following Apostle Ely. If this is your first time in my live, make sure that you join my YouTube account. And what I want to express to you guys, I have initiated in quite a few traditions. But universally, the wisdom that I got at 13 is still prominent in my life. And it has kept me out of a lot of situations and circumstances. You've been looking for me. You ain't been looking too hard. I'm on YouTube almost every day. Chief Apostle Samuel. All you got to look up Apostle Ely and join us. Now, I can tell you guys this. If you are truly looking for a spiritual worker, right? And you're not, let me try to figure out the word I'm using. You're not a committed person. That you're looking for a wham bam thank you ma'am kind of situation. You're not going to be prone. Are you crowned in Ocha? Yes, I am crowned in Ocha. I don't know what that has to do with what I'm talking about. I'm crowned Medifun Oya, but that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. It is so important, depending on your spiritual practice, things that you are trying to endeavor to do, is that you have to get with somebody you trust. I always tell people, encourage people, go to your ancestors. Make sure that your ancestors are okay with working with that said individual. At that point, you have to be committed to seeing your desire come to fruition. What fruition means, things coming to pass, things being manifested. A lot of times, because people get into this thing, and listen, I like a good movie too. I ain't dissing the movies. I am not dissing Hollywood. What I am saying is to you, is that real magic is not Hollywood. Real magic is not twitching of the nose. Real magic is not teleporting from one dimension to the next physically. Real magic is understanding energy, vibration, and frequency. What's up there, Jeremy? Thank you for catching me on this channel. I came on TikTok because a lot of the people that follow me, some of them are not on my YouTube account, and I wanted to get out to a lot of, because I have a lot of practitioners that follow me in this. Aries, what's up there? I'm going to Mongolia, Arkansas. All right there, I like that. What's up, Nisi? I just saw your name. I came on here because I want to encourage, whether you are intermediate, whether you're advanced practitioner, or whether you are a beginner or you desire. It is so important to understand that in the slew of things, there's a lot of people out here, and most people, not all people, want what they want, and they want it very quickly. They want it instantaneously. They want it yesterday. Even though that is not sober thinking, even though that's not realistic, even though that is not rational, but that's what they want. And when it comes down to supply and demand, people go where they feel that somebody's going to grant them a speedy manifestation. What the problem is that person may jump from one practitioner to the next, and that they may not be of the same practices. And energetically, you will attach yourself to a work. Something that my spiritual dad taught me. Don't start nothing that you're not going to finish. If you even get into it with your client, still finish your work. Even if you and your client separate, this is why you should either get a deposit or let them pay up front, because at the end of the day, you want to complete whatever spiritual attachment you have made doing a particular work, especially y'all that like to do all this love work, especially y'all that like to get into these reversal works and protection work. Energetically, energy is not destroyed, and you don't want to be connecting yourself. This is why I tell people that like to do work on their own. I don't discourage anybody from doing whatever they feel they're grown enough to do. But what I will tell you, if you get in a situation where you're not energetically able to subdue what your goals or subdue the adversary you're going after, you're tying up your energy and your frequency and your vibration, and now it is going to be subdued because you did not have enough to overcome that individual or that situation. And now you have to pay somebody not only to get you out of the situation, but to untangle you out of that situation, and then move forward to try to get you into a get the cards or the odds in your favor. Sometimes trying to listen to too many people that are speaking from different experiences, different backgrounds, can confuse you to think that everybody. No, you have to consider, sometimes you have to consider somebody's spiritual capacity, somebody's experience, their economic status, their educational status, whether they were called, whether they were chosen, whether they committed, whether they're consistent. All this applies based off of how somebody may guide you or certain information they may give you. Everybody does not invest in themselves, and they do not invest in their spirituality. And some people, they're just to get what they can get out of their spiritual gift. That's their business. What I am trying to encourage many of you guys is that as you just got #1 gift to free. Oh, thank you so much, baby, for gifting me. Now, I do realize that most people that are in the ATRs or participating with people in the ATRs are not trying to be taught. I do realize they're trying to get information because they're not trying to be a student of the craft. I get all that. Age of Aquarius, itching ears, I get all that. I get the fact that you do not want to go through the process. If I'm going to use this example, if you are looking for a man or woman that is going to give you a home cooked meal, and they're going to cook that meal from scratch, there's no way realistically that you're going to think that it's going to be done in 10 or 15 minutes. If they're going to construct, if you're looking for real root workers, you're looking for real conjurers, you're looking for real people that work in nature, that these people have to go, transport themselves from one location to the next. That means you're going to give them traveling time. You're going to give them time to get out into the environment, whether it's graveyard work, whether it is going to the rivers, or whether it's going to the crossroad, whether it's going to mountain, wherever they got to go to do your conjure, to do your hoodoo work, to do your voodoo work. You are going to allot that time because you understand that this is old school. They're not doing the quick fix stuff. Okay, this is people that are going to put your group back together from scratch. These are the people that are going to do your conjure from scratch. These are the people that are going to do real divination, and they're going to check and balance. These are the people going to take their time to make sure these things are working in harmony with what you are trying to accomplish. This is why I don't get on social media and try to tell grown people what to do, because at the end of the day, you got to sleep in whatever bed you prepare for yourself. I try to encourage people to be responsible for the decision he or she makes. But a lot of people are not about that. And I get that, because at the end of the day, as long as you ain't affecting my life, sir, ma'am, it doesn't bother me. But if you are truly trying to get with a practitioner, the reason why I encourage you not to jump from one practitioner to the next, the same reason why a grown, responsible man or woman will encourage you not to jump from one bed to the next. Same concept. You do not understand, or may not understand, the spirit that particular practitioner is working with. And yes, they may take time. They may not be as advanced as another practitioner, but does not mean that they can't bring that thing to pass. It may take them longer. I always use the scenario. Hey there, what's up, Jazz? I use the scenario about getting to $1. You might be a penny and you need 99 more pennies to make $1. You might be a quarter. You need 3 more quarters to make $1. You might be a dime. You need 9 more dimes to make $1. You might be a nickel. You need 19 other nickels to make $1. At the end of the day, we can all get to that destination no matter what your gift is, your talent is. But what happens is people are impatient. And I encourage my fellow practitioners of the ATR to stop encouraging these people for quick fixes. Stop telling them that somebody's not doing work for them. Stop telling them that people are scamming them. When the truth is that no matter what type of magic you practice, it takes time, especially if people are asking you to do things that has to do with courtroom work, relationship work, cleansing work. If it's a little hex or or little jinx, maybe it can be fixed just like that. But a lot of these curses, especially the type of curses that people get into these days and time, claiming to be light workers, but they doing all kind of dirty work, but no here, no there. Understanding, breaking generational curses, bringing somebody back to you when you clearly know that this person is not in love with you, so you're really not doing love work, you're doing domination work. Sir and ma'am, remember, you're attaching your energy to the relationship of that man and woman, and then energetically you're giving your good ass shade, you're giving your good chi in order for this person to get their said man or woman. But remember this, if they have no intention of treating that man or woman right, you are also co-signing that karmic debt. This is why you pay your practitioner, because they assume some of that karmic debt, and especially if you are going to mistreat said individual. This is why we should encourage mental health. This is why we should encourage people to understand, are you trying to have a relationship or a one night stand? You need to understand, are you trying to, are you just want a quick dollar, or you really trying to learn how to manage your finances? In the church world, we say a good steward. Because when we're doing money work, when somebody is irresponsible, baby, they're going to always have problems. When you're doing money work for somebody that they put their wants before their needs, they're going to always have financial problems. And the reason why that a lot of people do not see effective working is because they're not trying to learn the craft. And you as a practitioner need to understand that I want to learn how to manage my finances. See, let me explain something, y'all. When it comes down to these things, this is why I tell y'all about classes or getting up under somebody that you can actually learn from. Because a lot of things, even though I'm 50 years old, guys, I have been learning up under businessmen and women predominantly all my life. Okay? I was fortunate enough to learn about finances and spirituality from people that actually ran their own business and were successful at what they did. Okay? So I'm not somebody that came outside of the street and then trying to make something happen. And so I try to share information, whether you're trying to get your business in the main line. You look good for 50. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I try to encourage my brothers and sisters, if you're going to get in there, try not to have people got you out here doing breakup work, revenge work, because that takes away your good energy. And if you don't do proper cleansings, and if you doing breakup work on some innocent person, that's another type of energy that you're attaching yourself to. And a lot of times these people are not willing. I'm just being straight up with you. They're not willing to pay for the trouble they cause. I'm gonna say that again. Most people may be grown in age, but not in responsibility. And most people do not have a problem creating a mess, but don't want to pay to clean that mess up. You understand? And if you keep teaching people that they don't have to listen to this person, I always tell women and tell men this, even in the natural. The moment you teach a child not to listen to another grown person is the moment you're giving that child permission not to listen to you either. A lot of times we feel that when we're talking to people out here on social media and telling them what they can do on their own and showing disrespect because you may not like that practitioner. Universally, it's just good to teach people to be responsible and respectful. If you do not like something or agree, then move on. But what happens is, because you're trying to get likes, you're trying to get followers, you're trying to get clientele, trying to get to $1, you start allowing bad behavior to be mainstream, and it hurts the practice. It hurts relationships. It hurts those that truly are about helping people, but being responsible and setting boundaries. And sometimes people feel like they're being mistreated when the point is they don't listen, they don't read, they don't follow directions. Some people, I watch some of my other fellow spiritualists, they have things posted and people will not read it. They will just interject. They will just start asking questions because they don't have spiritual etiquette. They were not groomed in spirituality, and that's just what it is. And when it comes down to true spiritual manifestation, reality, taking responsibility, let me tell y'all something. It is so many people out there that are just doing this for all of the wrong reasons. And I do understand that sometimes it is very difficult to choose. But I will encourage you, if you are truly trying to do spiritual work and get spiritual work done, then you need to go to your ancestors. And when I say go to your ancestors, whoever you call God or trust. If you don't have a trust with the inner kingdom on the inside, it is going to be very difficult, sir and ma'am, to trust other people and their spirits and their guides. It is easy for you to distrust me when you don't trust your own voice. You don't trust your own intuition, because I should be able to confirm what is going on in your own energy, your own frequency, and your own vibration. And if you're willing to do the work necessary, that's the same concept that is true if you hire a gym trainer. You still have to stick to the regimen. You still have to meet your gym trainer at the gym. You still have to do the exercises. No other spiritualist can do your work for you, sir or ma'am. You still have to do the work, even if they're doing the conjure. Some people say, well, I paid you to do the work. You cannot pay me to do the work and turn around. Say, I'm going to use the example. I'm trying to bring you and your lover together, but you still sitting over there stuck holding grudges. You're still there looking for opportunity, because what you really want me to do is bring that person back to you so you can punish them for whatever time y'all have not been together, whoever they have been with since y'all were not together. You're really not trying to evolve into a healthier relationship. And that's just the truth, y'all. Know what you get involved in spiritually as a practitioner, as a spiritualist, as a professional, and understand why energetic cleansing is so important. Like I said, if I were you, I would not rush out here on social media. I would not rush out here putting yourself out here, and understand that a lot of people are not interested in your sacrifice that you as a practitioner have made to get where you are. They are concerned if you can quickly give them a temporal gratification. And if you do not achieve that, they're going to put you in the bucket with the rest of the fakes and the phonies. Because that is a certain level of immaturity of a consumer of the spiritual arts. Us as practitioners, we need to hold ourselves and people that come to us at a higher standard as a mainstream ATRs. Pastors, apostles, are new pimps looking for lonely people. No, that's not true. That's not true. A lot of the pastors and apostles are out here because I have a job. I have 28 years already in UPS. And if you've seen our new contract, you know that I don't need you to take care of me. And most people that talk like this individual talk cannot even afford to take care of somebody like me. I make over $100,000 a year just on my job. That has nothing to do with my business. I do not take a salary on my as a pastor on my church, so my members do not take care of me. They do not pay my mortgage. They do not pay my car note. They do not pay my insurance. They do not take care of my children. And if I choose to whole hop today or tomorrow, they don't pay for that either. And I wish you were on my YouTube account, because I can really talk freely how I would really respond to you. But I'm going to keep it as clean as I can. When it comes down to spirituality and people out here on social media, this is what I mean by there are a lot of people on, especially with TikTok, they allow people to, behind fake names and fake identities, to say things that just are not true. I'm not mad. Why would I be mad? What you don't understand is that it is so many people out here are actually looking for good spiritualists. They're actually trying to grow. What's up, Juju? They're actually trying to do good work. And I just had the blessing to be raised up under tutelage. And I see my brothers and sisters out here going through certain things that they really shouldn't be going through. And if you don't set up proper boundaries before you get out here, and if you don't set up proper boundaries before you get out here and state to people who you are and what you can do from what you can't do, then people have a tendency of trying to turn you into what they want you to be. Okay, said example. I am a vessel that spirit channels through, right? There are people who try to treat me like a psychic. There are people out here that try to treat me like a fortune teller. When you have a practitioner that posts what his or her abilities are and what they are offering as service, it is just mature for you to go into this situation and say, okay, I know I am dealing with a psychic. I know that I am dealing with a tarot reader. I know that I am dealing with a person that throws the bones or read tea leaves. I am dealing with a person that divinates. I deal with a person that throws Shyamalan. It is too many people that walk into these spiritual spaces not looking at the signs that are posted and then begin to proceed to ask people things that have absolutely nothing to do with what they do. I would never get on social media and talk about things that I cannot back up or I am not experiencing. And if I say something, I will tell you that is my opinion. And I even do that with my children. I tell them, listen, this is my opinion. I ain't went through this. This is my opinion. What I try to encourage us as spiritual leaders and elders of this practice, there's nothing wrong with referring somebody to somebody else that is their profession. That is what they do. That's what they're called to do. So overall, the ATRs are walking in integrity. They're walking in standard because people out here are looking for reasons to devalue the African tradition. They're looking for reasons to debunk our belief system. They're looking for reasons as our behavior out here on the spread. Listen, I get that people can upset you. I get that people are doing underhanded stuff. But at the end of the day, you are your brand. Remember, as a young spiritualist, especially from a business aspect, you are your brand. And ask yourself this question: is this what I want people to know about me? Do not invite people in your personal spaces that do not respect your business brand. I'm going to say this again. Do not invite people into your personal spaces when they have no regard for your business brand, because when these people get mad, they're going to try to ruin your business. People that listen, I was taught old school. I want to see hoodoo do better. I want to see voodoo do better. I want to see conjure do better. I want to see all of the ATRs, the ones I practice, the one I don't practice. Because at the end of the day, we are all connected, and we are all, just like when people see me as a preacher, they put us all in a bunch. When they see me as a spiritualist, they put us all in a bunch. So at no time should you as a spiritual practitioner not think they talking about you. Whether I call myself an apostle, whether I call myself a tata, a mumbo, it don't matter. They still gonna lump us all together. So we have to make sure that we are distinctly being clear. All I'm saying to you, know what your gift is, know what your capacity is, and know what's above your head. So as you don't have to invite people, because a lot of times I'm a Sagittarius, my moon is in Aries, my rising sign is Pisces. I always state that because I want you to know what energy. Don't expect me to behave something I'm not. Don't expect me to speak in a way that I do not speak. It is so good before you get out here on the platform to find out who you are. So when you represent yourself with your brand, that you can be consistent no matter if they look at you 2 years from now, whether they look at you for 1 year from now or 2 days. You are doing too much on your days off from Applebee's. 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 Hold on. I'm not doing this to show off. Just hold on just a minute. I'm going to do this for this person since I work for Applebee's. And to all of my baby spiritualists out here, It don't matter, baby. It don't matter. But this is why this is important. See this right here? These are plaques from UPS. That one's 20 years. This one right here is 25 years. You understand? The reason I did this because when you get out here on social media and people don't have no regards for spirituality or respect for people that are out here on this platform, you're gonna have to back up what you're talking. And it's not a bad thing that you should always have proof from your initiations. You should always have proof about things that you talk about, because somebody's going to try to discredit you. And you should always have something where people, because that doesn't make me, because that's my government name. You know, when you see a Chief Apostle Samuel Jr., that's my government name. I don't have an alias name. I don't have a made up name. You know, I'm a legal church. You can look me up in the state of Florida. Like, so that's transparency at that will help your business over a long trajectory of time. Let me tell you something. None of us are perfect. But as a spiritualist, as much as you can, make sure you have certain credentials that back up your claims or the things that you put out there. And if you do not have them as such, let me tell y'all something. Whether you have a situation like me that you got 29 years at UPS or not, always have you a job or a business, because other people are going to make like the reason why you are doing what you're doing because you can't get a job. Always have something to be able to share with people from your own experience. I grew up in business. My family had business. My family had real estate. I grew up like that. So I am not the norm for most black American men. Most people are used to black American spiritualists to get on here, and then I don't live with my mom. I own 2 houses. I don't live with my mother. I don't live with my sister. I don't borrow sugar from my neighbor. You know what I'm saying? So I get that you want to put me in a certain category. But once somebody has proven that they are not in that category, then if you are truly a grown man or woman, and whether you practice what they practice, you're going to respect that. And also respect the struggle of somebody starting from the bottom and working their way up, because I can respect that as well. But when it comes down to a lot of you guys, some of the stuff that I have privilege of being shared, protect your brand. And when I say your brand, your name is all you have out here. Because when you have people out here that are irresponsible and the only thing they're concerned about is trying to get what they want, they don't have a problem trying to mess your name up. I'm going to say this. Do it however you want to. I don't believe in cliques. I believe in having my own mind, doing my own thing, and being responsible for the actions, right or wrong, that I do. Why did I say that? I associate and I support other people. The reason why I say that, because you don't want to be out here and having your name attached to somebody with bad behavior. Because that's also gonna, they say birds of feather flock together. Because I may not disagree with what my friend disagrees with. That is definitely an Oya trait. Thank you so much. When you think about what is going on in your life and you want to protect your business as it grows, you're going to have to make sure that this other person has something to lose too. If you're going to connect with another spiritualist or another practitioner or another botanica, make sure they care about their brand. You should never be in covenant with somebody that does not care about their name. Because that is your success, that is your prosperity, that is your well-being, that is where doors are open. When your name has too much mud on it due to bad behavior or bad business practices, that's not good. We all go through things, but I am encouraging practitioners, especially on social media, if you don't have, say for instance, you're doing it at your house. Say for instance, you're doing work at your house. Always keep your environment clean. To all of my ladies, female practitioners, hear me real well. This goes for men, but more so women. Do not let clients come to your house and your house is not clean. Because women are more treacherous to other women when it comes to that. They don't care if you can conjure, root work, whatever. If your house is not up to par, do not invite them to your house. If that's what you do. If they want a reading, do it via and you know, protect your environment until you get yourself together. Because down the road, they're going to weaponize that against you, ma'am. It's just that most times people don't hold men that accountable for not keeping certain areas clean. It is societal. People just do not judge men that harshly when it comes to cleanliness. Do they want a man clean? Yes. Do they want a man organized? Yes. But they're not gonna persecute him for that. So when you're out here, protect your environment. Make sure you look around. Have your mama, somebody gonna be honest with you, so they can say, "Look at do my background look good, or am I present?" Because you can get your name ruined before you even get out there. And you may have a great gift. You may have a great talent. You may have a lot to offer. But women are going to judge, whether they be honest or not, they're going to judge other women way harsher than a man. That's just the truth. I'm just here to tell you, if you want to understand why these are not my opinions, in magical workings, when you're out here doing conjure, also have your tools. Don't be out here starting an online business and you don't have a supply chain. Don't be out here putting yourself out here when you don't have enough time to deal with the clientele base. Always space yourself out. Manage your time and have people that actually like what you do. Because those people are going to support you and they're going to work with you. When I was going through that with Minister Mario passed away, son of Bochosi, my clientele gave me a lot of grace so I can go through my grieving process. You want to protect your brand based off of the quality of people that you serve. If you channel Orisha, do you think it can affect your spiritual ascension? Any spirit that you allow to come through you can affect your spiritual ascension. Not just Orishas. Any spirit that you allow access to your energy, your spiritual core, can affect your ascension. I want y'all to understand, information is important. What vehicle you choose through your ancestors, that's what you, if Kabbalah is the way that your ancestors did work, certain ma'am, stay right there. Be like TLC says, stick to the rivers and the lakes you're used to. Because once you start messing with other things outside of the preview of your ancestors, now all of a sudden now you're walking in more darkness, you're walking in more lack of clarity and lack of understanding, and now you're more at the mercy of people that actually practice what you're tampering with. Curiosity kills the cat for a reason, sir and ma'am. You can take this however you want to, because everybody grown. Yes, that includes Christian. More, I'm going to say this, Juju. It includes Christianity the most. Because what I see, this is my version of the truth, especially with Christian mentality, we do not respect boundaries of people's beliefs, their relationships, their sexual orientation, their economic status, their accomplishment. Most Christians are taught from a bully aspect or in being invasive in other people's lives. They don't believe in, if you like it, I love it. They don't believe in live and let live. And so therefore it hinders us from having structural growth. It hinders us from having respect for one another to disagree. That we can agree to disagree and still have respect for each other and love for what each other's do, because it's okay. I can never like tomatoes. And because I don't want tomatoes in my food doesn't mean for me to go out and ruin and look down on somebody else that utilizes tomatoes. And Christianity, I still utilize a lot of the concept in Christianity because I understand a lot of the concept comes out of Egyptology. If you're going to be into something, I'm going to say this too. If you're going to be in whatever said religion, sir and ma'am, know your stuff. Do not be coming out on social media looking for validation. Never as an elder get schooled because you didn't do your due diligence in studying to be clear about what you believe in and what you practice. Talk about what you know, and that what you don't know, leave it alone. It is best to tell a client or a person, that's not my expertise, that's not something I function in, versus to talk or speak on things that you clearly do not know. You do not want to ruin your reputation by being an individual that speak on things that you do not have all the facts or you do not function in. Do not be known as an individual that when it comes to magic, that you will walk into territories that everybody clearly knows that is not your expertise. You in religion and spirituality, let me tell you, all my babes, I am not going to become a expert in speaking Spanish just because my padrino speaks Spanish and I was crowned by a Latin man. I am still going, my Orisha understands my energy, my frequency, my vibration, and they chose me to be me. I'm not out here trying to be validated by somebody else's language or lingo. My spirits know my frequency, my vibration, and they work for me. Now, I may see Medifun today, and I might say my Medifun tomorrow. But at the end of the day, they know I mean blessing. You understand? I may say good morning, I might say grand rising. That's still, I'm giving you salutations. Energy is everything. Do not get so into these cultures that you forget who you are. I encourage you to perfect what your craft is, because that is going to be the building block of your other lessons. What do I mean by that? If you are struggling with addition and subtraction, why are you in multiplication and division? Because those are stepping stones. Each one of these ATRs build on some aspect of your spirituality. And if it is in the alignment of your ancestor for you to do that, it will all build on itself. You understand? It is so healthy for our community, especially melanated people. We already have to deal with the stuff that goes on in these practices. How can I say this? We got to stop self-sabotaging our own melanated brothers and sisters, trying to be the only pepper on the bush. Undermining one is undermining us all. If I'm on social media and I see something that I disagree with, I pass it by. Because it's more important for me to respect the craft that he or she is doing. Because let me tell y'all something. And I'm going to tell you why. If you truly trying to help the practice, just like I don't have to tell y'all that that's a dog or a cat, every tree bears fruit. And when that tree bears fruit, you will know the tree by the fruit it bears. Going around feeling that you have a personal license from heaven to enunciate somebody, and at the end of the day, guess what? People are still going to work with who they want to work with. That's how real this is. What's up there, my Cancer? 444, Monique. What's up, Renee? All I'm trying to tell you all, if you are in a lesser, I think I'm saying this right. If you are in a lesser space of life than your brother or sister, don't hate on them. Don't hate on anybody that's above what you have accomplished. Let me explain why. I'm just trying to help you. Because you're going to want that same respect one day when you get there. If you ever get to that position of manager, you're going to want people to respect you. If you ever get to that position of Tata, Mambo, Hugon, you're going to want to. So don't hate on the king or the queen. Don't be that man or woman. I teach in my church. I used to, the analogy, being isn't in your bloodline, you chosen to initiate. It has, you have to have, this is what I was taught. My spiritual dad told me at 13 years old, if I did not have the spirit that I had with me, he would not waste his time. You have to have a spirit in that particular tradition in order to function in that tradition, because I don't care how good your teacher is, they can't teach you to be magical. Your magic comes from your own energy, your own ashe, your own chi. They can teach you the science, the bylaws, the rules, the regulations of a tradition, but at the end of the day, your ancestors have to perform the magic, the manifestation. And if you don't have that spirit, that Mfumbe, that Moreto, you can't do magic. Or that particular type of magic. Reading books and being around voodooists or spiritualists does not constitute that for your life. And there's too many people out here trying to be a one-hit wonder when it comes to spirituality. I don't understand what is the fascination of putting your life on the line for people when it comes to spirituality. Because if you speak to anybody that really does this work, it's tedious. It is. Some days you don't even feel like it's worth it. Giving up your ashe to people and cleansing people, I promise you, after a while, it's not for the money. It is not for the recognition. The thank yous mean less and less, especially if you are not honored and shown respect. Because let me tell y'all something. I don't care how many likes you get, how many shares you get, how many people follow you. At the end of the day, it only matters who really supports you. If you die today or tomorrow, hear from somebody been doing this since I was a child. I am 50 years old. They will walk off from you and move on as though you never existed. You're not that important to a lot of these people. You need to figure that out before something happens to you. You need to start making better decisions for yourself as a practitioner. You need to stop burning down bridges behind people following you, behind people showing you likes or giving you a couple dollars, and burning bridges with people that will be able to help you down the road. Because at the end of the day, your clients don't know how to do spell work, but people like me do. You don't want to burn bridges with practitioners, because guess what? That hoodooist, that voodooist, that conjurer, that mystic, that shaman, that adject, they can help you. These people out here that you're doing work for can't help you. Huh? I'm just trying to give you some wisdom. Do not ruin your relationship with other practitioners who have the capacity of seeing into your life, warning you, giving you insight, or supporting you into something for a lot of the things that people out here just doing for life. Because just like they will parade and say, Hosanna to Yahshua, and then turn around and say, give us Barabbas and crucify. Baby, I done seen it done over and over. Have some wisdom. Don't let TikTok, social media have you out here being so famous till you start being so foolish. Do not give up the witch for the devil. Always stay grounded in your personal truth. Know why you do what you do, and try and strive. Don't mean situations don't have, but strive to respect your brothers and sisters, whether you agree with them or not. How do I become a practitioner myself? Someone asked, how do you become a practitioner yourself? As a Sagittarian, with my moon in Aries and my rising sign Pisces, I will never encourage anybody to become a practitioner unless this is something your ancestors are going to back. Because it's not becoming anything, it is something that you are. It is something that people can help develop. Now, if you want to take your gift that God or Spirit has given you and you want to create a business around that through Capricorn or Saturn energy, it is so important, because you have to have the necessary protection. And too many people are out here just for myself, not to help others. I'm going to say this. And because you asked me, I'm going to just give you I'm not my opinion. If you don't have the ability to be a plumber, me guiding you to Home Depot and telling you where they keep all the plumbing stuff is not going to help you. There's only so much you can do for yourself, even with proper guidance. Because if you get into certain things in spirituality, you still need, and if you get over your head, who do you run to? Even with my children, I would lure a man into these practices without some form of protection or guidance. Because if you get in trouble, who do you turn to? When you don't know what to do, who do you turn to? Have you developed to the point where you're able to discern good from evil? I'm just being honest with you. This is too dangerous. And people are too ruthless out here for $1. And I'm not talking about big money. I'm talking about small change that these people are willing to do some very strange things for. Baby, I've been doing this a long time. And the things that people are willing to do for a couple of dollars. And when you're out here, they feel like you, because you might say, you know what, I'm trying to do this for myself. But they think you're really trying to do this for a business. And then they start throwing at you. They don't know you. You ain't did none of them. You ain't said none of them. But because you're trying to do work for yourself, they come at you. Then who do you turn to? Anybody that's really out here in these spiritual streets, and any of my practitioners that are out here, and any of my people that have literally been doing this for a long time, they will tell you. I'm not lying to you. I'm speaking from experience. I'm not talking about opinions and viewpoints and suggestions. You want to make sure that you are up under somebody and that you don't be the type of person that is out here trying to create havoc to get views. All I'm going to say this in my closure. A lot of you are so lucky that a lot of these people on this platform are not authentic. They are called and they're not chosen. They only have a couple tricks. You are so lucky because if you had came up around the people that I came up with, there would be so many heavy consequences for the level of disrespect that goes on social media. I'm telling y'all, you are lucky that a lot of these people out here are one-trick ponies. You are so lucky that a lot of these people are not able to do this at a higher level. You are very fortunate. And so therefore it gives you a false sense of security that you are protected. I'm going to say this, baby. Let me say this. I am Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. That's my government name, Samuel Jr. I have gotten around experienced witches, root workers, conjurers, mystics, NIJs, Masons, Eastern Stars, hoodoo workers, voodoo workers. I got beyond their protection. People that are getting paid from other people to do work for them. There are some people out here, baby, you don't know enough to protect yourself. That's just being honest. You can't fight what you don't know. You can't comprehend what you have not embarked into. There's stuff that people have been doing, like I do backwoods magic. That's what I learned. How you gonna hit what you can't see? How you gonna block what you don't have the level of speed to even respond to some of the workings that some of us have the capacity of doing? Look at this, baby. You see this right here? This is a piranha. I am a conjurer. I am going to bring this energy to life. You don't even have the tools to protect yourself from some of the stuff that we have. And if people are not being honest with you, then how do you protect yourself? I'm just saying, if I wanted to, I'm not that type of person. But I'm just saying, there are people out here that may have some of my gifts and abilities that they will hurt you just because they can. You got your red brick brush, you got your dragon's blood going on, you got your sulfur going on, you got your leaf of light going on, and we run through that just like a wind blowing through. I'm going to answer this question and say, do they get karma? I'm going to say this to you. Whether they get karma or not, if they done knocked you off, what good that do you? If they have damaged your marriage, your relationship, or caused you to be ruined in some type of, what good does it do you if they get karma today or tomorrow? The point is they have done the damage. Whether the person gets a ticket for hitting you in the car or the truck or not, at the end of the day, they still hit you. They still stop you from going forward and progressing in your day because now you have to respond to the damage. You know what's happening to you. You know when work is being done. I do. Yeah, absolutely. But the thing about it, when you know what to do, that's the purpose of learning. Let me tell y'all something. In the church world, we used to say things like this, and I grew up with things like, they say you got to know that you know that you know that you know. You have to learn your conjure, just like a tennis player got to hit that same stroke over and over. You have to be able to do your conjure up under pressure. You have to do your conjure up under opposition. You have to do your conjure up under circumstances and conditions that are not favorable. Because when it comes down to it, you got to be able to bring that thing. Because in real life, y'all, there's no soundtrack to spirituality. It don't matter how many people applaud you. You got to bring that. It doesn't matter how many people boo you. You got to bring that. And you can't be out here doing work for pennies. And now you can't even afford to cleanse yourself, number one, and you can't afford to defend yourself. The concept I will give you is the same thing that happened with Ukraine. I don't care how much heart you got to have the weapons to defend yourself. Thank you. What's up, Tree? How you going to defend yourself and you don't even have the weaponry? I like to teach people in the concept of making sense, keeping you sober. Jay-Z out there tipping people $500, $1,000. How you going to keep up with somebody with them kind of economics? How you going to? My sister's going through it. My sister's home is infested with spiders. Work was done. I'm in Louisiana. A lot of spiritual work done out here. Let me tell you something what I like about Louisiana. I love swamp magic. It is a different type of voodoo/hoodoo out in Louisiana. When you are in conjure, you don't know where your clients will come from. Just like you don't know where people are coming from in church world. You don't know where people come from spiritual world. And if you don't understand enough magical system, then how can you properly cleanse somebody or remove a working off of them that you do not understand? And once you touch that work, your energy signature is on that work. What if that work has been existing more than 21 days? What if that working has been on that person for 2 years, 3 years? All right, there with that, the hearts. It is so important, y'all. And this stuff that I'm talking about, only reason I'm sharing it, because I'm trying to show you what you don't know. And you need somebody that cares about you to help you develop. How do I defend myself against this spiritual warfare? The same way Ukraine defended themselves against Russia. They got help. I'm going to say this to y'all again, and I know you don't want to hear this. All of you all out here trying to start stuff with root workers, witches, adjays, conjurers, because you think everybody fake, and then you get that type of energy on you, and now you out here trying to do bath cleansers and ordering stuff on Amazon and all that, baby, that's not going to work. The stuff we put in our conjure, the stuff that we do homegrown, the spirits that work with us, it's not going to work. Huh? You burning your dragon blood? Let me give you an example. Just to show you what you don't know. This is, when you messing with this, look how old this is. The secrets teachings of all ages. See how you fooling with people that have access to too much information. Too much conjure. You can't even afford. I've been practicing out of the 6 and 7 books of Moses since I was 13 years old. I'm 50. I don't know what kind of math you do. I don't know what kind of counting you do. I am 50 years old. I have been working out up under tutelage the 6 and 7 books of Moses since I was 13 years old. That before I got crowned, before I got initiated into any form of the black arts, I was a natural. I'm natural with this. I don't understand that y'all won't listen to people that's trying to tell you. So you've been doing this since you were young. I've been doing conjure since I was in elementary school. No, that's not true. You do not have to be initiated for anything to work. What I'm saying is certain people that are initiated are getting certain instruments and tools. I can't tell you what they are, but I'm telling you, that's like you get, say for instance, when you get your cosmetology license, they allow you to get certain products because you're licensed. If you're a licensed electrician, there are certain things that when you have a license in a certain state, they're going to give you access to stuff that the normal population not going to get. The weaponry, like when I was younger, I used to work for Lawless and Shooters, and we used to sell weaponry to police departments. And the stuff that you on the street get from Walmart or a normal gun shop, you do not get access to the stuff that police officers or FBI agents get. For whatever reason, listen, I don't care how rich you are, your cell phone do not operate like President Biden's phone. For some of you guys not to even consider that these people that get into these initiations are getting certain tools from their elders. They're getting certain fetishes from their elders. They're going to be in contact with spirits that run in packs. And luckily that a lot of times you run into people that are not proficient. They're not truly embracing their practice. And baby, that's just like what can a 16-year-old do, 16-year-old boy do with a 70-year-old man? He got way too much experience for him. Vice versa if it's a woman. Some of y'all out here messing with people that been doing this, they do this in their sleep. But I will thank God for a lot of you guys that learn magic through the microwave. Don't ever run up on somebody that's old school. Do not run up on. I do not speak my opinions. I speak facts. I speak universal law. Thank you so much, Monique, for that crown. I'm trying to help a lot of you guys that won't, so it won't affect your ascension if you are chosen to channel Alicia's. Right. Okay. I naturally ascend and descend, and I was able to do that before I was ever crowned. To be able to ascend and descend into the different dimensions and world. All right there. All right there, long trunk. All right there. Ain't nothing wrong with that. What I would encourage many of you guys to do is we can only give you so much information without knowing your background. I think a lot of you guys throw things out to different people to see what they say, but at the end of the day, your circumstance and your situation can be so much very different. I'm doing quite well tonight. Thank you so much. I'm concerned about the health and well-being of a lot of practitioners. And for for social media fame, you don't need to hurt yourself. You don't need to put yourself out there. You don't need to go beyond your measure, because at the end of the day, it's about longevity. At the end of the day, it's about your well-being. And I am just concerned that a lot of people are not staying in school long enough to respect the practices of other people, and you're too many. The topic is not my opinion in magical work. I'm not giving my, hey, that's my Libra. All right there. Make sure you guys are following Miss Toya. Miss Toya, I want to say to you, but I'm going to do a personal video for Miss Toya, for Minister Mario, son of Achosi, how she was so honest with him and got him on the track of fulfilling his destiny before he departed this world. Me and him talked about certain things, and I want to do a personal shout out to you, Miss Toya, for being true. This is what I mean right here. Miss Toya is old school. Not only Miss Toya old school, Miss Toya was raised by old school. I'm afraid for a lot of y'all that don't have that. Y'all don't have that. And when you got somebody that's in the bloodline, they're more inclined to be honest with you and teach you the right thing versus somebody that you're going to, that you're hoping that they tell you what's right, that they share with you proper information. Okay? I want y'all to know it is so many of us that need to protect our brand, protect who we are, and stay up under somebody. The same concept is true. The eaglet does not leave the nest until it's ready to fly and feed itself. I'm glad that he did what he did. Yes, he did. He got crowned Medifune Ochosi. He went through all his process. Making sure his daughter's okay. But you know, I had a beautiful almost 13 years with Minister Mario, and I thank God for the foundation that he ended up building his spiritual life on. Let me tell y'all something. At the end of the day, whether you healthy or not, we got to leave here. Spiritual people, do not ruin your health and your well-being behind these people that do not respect the level of sacrifice and energy that goes into you doing what you do. All right, y'all showing out here. I'm telling you, Miss Toya, anybody else that practice, if you are so busy trying to get these couple dollars that you start compromising your well-being, your health, they're going to walk off from you and find somebody else, sir and ma'am. They're going to do it. And you're going to be stuck with that energy that you done attach yourself to, trying to help somebody that didn't want to help themselves. At some point, you got to do what's right for you and your spirits and your ancestors and those that respect. I always tell people, choose quality over quantity. Everybody like to be supported. I'm a sad. I get that. But at the end of the day, you better know who's really rocking for you. Do not let these numbers on these social media platforms disillusion you of what you have the actual capacity to do. Because sometimes you can have 100,000 followers. You can have 1 million followers, but you cannot stand up under the root work of the conjure or the sorcery or the Kabbalah of certain practitioners or spiritually. Do not allow the likes and the shares and everybody calling your name to cause you to walk into the arena or in the ring of somebody that's out here that can end your existence. Have wisdom. If it is not meant for you to come off the porch, sir, ma'am, I encourage you to stay on the porch. I ain't gonna say porch, the porch. I encourage you, sir and ma'am, to stay on the porch. Because the big dogs are what it is. Remember this, sir and ma'am. Listen to Apostle Ely. You can take it how you will. I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it clear. If you are a shark and you are a master of your craft, don't matter what ATR you in, when a shark is wounded, other sharks will feed on you. If you think that these other practitioners and you start going through or falling, will not turn around and take a bite out of you, sir and ma'am, or is that not is that her? She said she gonna get me back. I told you, where is she at? Oh, her name is Oso. Monique. I wish she just throw me a galaxy. I asked her for her. There she go right there. Oso. I told you post your Cash App. I asked you when you're on live. I want your Cash App. I want the people in my church that can, when she post, also, WORARI Temple. When she posts her Cash App, those in my church, there she go right there. I wonder if I could screenshot that. Yeah, I screenshotted it. I'm going to put in the group, all of you that can, send her $40, if you will, today. I'll send it when I get off of here. What Orisha are you initiated to? Oya. Let me tell y'all something. Until we start valuing one another, and I'm talking about with no strings attached, until we start supporting one another and standing up for one another and making it known that I don't have to do what you do, I don't have to practice what you practice, but I believe in what you're doing, because at the end of the day, it takes a village to raise a child, and we all need help out here, because the cross is too heavy to bear by one man or woman. Okay? I want y'all to understand, it is time. Actions speak louder than words. Yeah, thank you, Monique. Make sure you send all of, especially my members. I'm going to put it in our group off of that, but that can send those $40 to her. Until we get to a place. Oh, wow, you are a son of. Yes, I'm a son of Oya. And my father is Babalu Aye, St. Lazarus. That's no here, no there. But I encourage many of you guys, actions speak louder than words. Protect these people that are in these practices, because we don't have a lot. There ain't a lot of Miss Toyas. There's not a lot. Y'all know I'm bad with names. Also, you got to give me a record there. I want y'all to know that a part of my journey is to help the repairs of the breach. But a lot of this stuff going on is y'all need to sit up under somebody that's going to protect you. And I know it ain't easy, because we think we so grown. Endure chastisement. Endure chastisement. It is going to help you down the road. Stop running away from chastisement. I didn't like it. Anifa, thank you, baby. I'm going to screenshot that too, so I can do a video on her. Let me tell y'all something. I'm a man of action. What's that? I don't know what's what. I was initiated here, but my padrino is from Venezuela. What's that? Chastisement is discipline. We don't like discipline. We don't understand rules and regulation, and therefore our benefit. We don't understand boundaries. It doesn't matter if you're in Christianity. It doesn't matter if you're there are boundaries there to protect you. And at the end of the day, you're going to end up chastising somebody if you really care about the practice. You're going to end up getting on somebody's case. And guess what? I even tell people in my church, I know you're mad with me, and I'm okay with you being mad. But at the end of the day, was I telling you the truth? Because I can deal with you being mad with me. If I was not that hard, I know you are a powerful medium with those. Oh, yes, very much so. But I would say this. Just what Pharaoh said right here. I'm going to say this. As somebody that is an elder in these practices and an EIO in Ocha, let me say this to you. I don't care how powerful you are. I don't care how gifted you are. I don't care how wealthy you are, knowledgeable you are. It matters how you conduct yourself and how you treat other people less than you. There's an old saying my grandmother, my godmother said this to this notion. Be careful how you treat people on your way up, because you might have to meet those same people on your way down. Samson ended up needing somebody to guide him. Don't think because you are whoever you say you are in these practices that it constitutes you to disrespect, dismiss people, because they are the real treasure. And we're supposed to be honoring the very treasures of the Orishas, the Loa, the Impungo, and they are all made in his image and after his likeness. What I've been praying for in this, I said, I'm asking the Orishas, the Loas, whoever, send your children. I'm going to treat your children right, but send them that resonate with me. I'm not interested in people that don't want to be grown. Sir, man, are you scratched as well? Yes, I'm scratched in Palo. I'm Centellian in Palo. Everything about me is necromancy. In every ATR, voodoo, all of it. It's all Baron Samzi. Part of my name is Zendaya Ndoki. I am authentically who I am. You can use Solomon's magic and command. Assalamu alaikum. Let me explain something to y'all. You, speaking straight facts, you can go around here and get into these ATRs, get these tools, and go on a tangent because you're not accustomed to attention, authority, or having some type of title or some type of authority. And so you become disillusioned. We're all supposed to be operating in the grand scheme of things and why we are initiated in said practices or not. But at the end of the day, it's called life cycle and universal law, and we are all subject to those laws. And yes, people are going to attack you just for the sake of trying to catch. And I told people it's nothing. I've been telling people this. I do realize that the quickest way to the top to be acknowledged is to go after the big fish. I want all my babes to listen to me and hear me well. I want all of my elders that will speak the truth regardless to either verify or dismiss what I'm about to say. It is true that you can be acknowledged by going after the big fish. But I want to tell you this, no matter what you practice, if you go after Moby Dick, remember this. How many people got their ship sunk going after the big fish? It is not wise to strike people that are in authority. They got the mic. It is not wise to go after the big fish when you walking out there with your little bamboo stick and your thread. That is not what you do in the spiritual community. You do not go after people that have too much weight and they're too grounded in these practices and they are too experienced with their spirits for you to be throwing at them because you have an attention tantrum. That is not the way to build your brand. That is not the way to build your status. Going after people that have already been established. At the end of the day, I still believe in being a Sagittarius. You are free, sir, man, to do it however you want to. However, I would say this to you. If you build your house with them bricks, don't be shocked when that energy come back for them bricks. Because you can't deny energy is never destroyed or it's only transmuted. How you build your house, sir and ma'am, is up to you. But don't be shocked of what it attracts once you build it. I'm just telling. Oh, now she want to show out on me. I say this in encouragement. I want to esteem the female counterparts out here and my gay brothers and sisters that practice the ATRs. Protect yourself. Protect your identity. Protect your name. Protect who you are. Protect what you stand for. Because at the end of the day, you do not deserve disrespect because of your preferences. And if they can accept your money, then they should be able to respect you. Because let me say this, I believe in people honor me by the sweat of my brow. Yes, baby, you can come see me in person at my church. My church is on my website. I have no problem there. No, I did that because I want to be a blessing to you. I want y'all to know this. I'm here because I have a mandate and I am trying to when is your next beginner's class. If you want my beginner's class, all you got to do is send the money for my beginner's class and I will send you the Zoom class and with the passcode so you can enter into that class. All you got to do is go to my website. And let me say this again. If you are truly following us on these platforms, sir and ma'am, let me say this, and I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm not trying to be whatever. Let me say this to you. If you are truly following people, and if you are truly about them, go through their website. You should know if none of us are going to message you inbox you and ask you for a reading. That's just not real authentic people. You come to us. We don't go to you. That ain't how that works. No, I don't even know who that Shannon is. And if they look like me, they's a good piece of looking chocolate. That's all I can tell you. But I say this to encourage many of you guys. I love what I do. I am worried about us not standing up for each other. And I feel like as a black man that charity starts at home. So I want to start with my sisters as my brothers and trying to show you some authentic love without strings attached, without manipulation, without trying to undermine, trying to steal, trying to name check. We got to start somewhere, and it's gonna start with action. And I don't believe in lip service, so because my moon is in Aries, so I believe in taking action. So I hope this helped you guys. I hope that if you do follow me, that you follow me for the reason that you grown and that you believe that you there to make decision. And if you have not part of my YouTube family or my Patreon family, do yourself a favor and get there. But after I get some things squared away, I'm going to do some support with some of my brothers and sisters on this platform. When I do what I do it from my heart. I don't do it for recognition in the sense of trying. I want you to know that I watch some of y'all lives. Sometimes I'm doing too much, but I watch some of y'all lives. I will forever love Miss Toya. Shadow Woods, Afro Spiritual, Madam Oshun, anybody that I did lives with. I appreciate you. I thank you for being a part of me. And oh, no problem. Oh, no, it's no, I don't feel no disrespect. I'm a Sagittarius. I actually feel complimented by it. Telling a Sagittarian they look good or look like somebody good, that's a compliment. I promise you, I don't take that as a disrespect. I'm a true Sagittarius. But I want to tell you what my agenda is, because I intend for many of you guys that come to my church. My church, we do Palo at my church. We do Santeria, Lukumi. We practice a lot of ATRs at my church. And that is my platform. And because a lot of times Christian people don't want to leave the church, but they want to practice their root work. I'm with that. There are people that left the church, don't want to have nothing else to do with the church, but they still practice the ATR, but they got church in them. I'm still there to help. That's my platform. That's what I'm here. I'm not here to do what these other people are doing. And if that's not something that you are interested in, fine. But there's other brothers and sisters out here on this platform that are out here doing real work. And I'm going to say this to my sisters, because y'all feel like I'm a delicious piece of chocolate. So listen to me real good. Stop undermining your melanated sisters. Stop hating on them. Do not become your own enemy. Don't get on the platform and talk about support women, but you the main one doing root work and conjure work and sorcery against your sisters because you're jealous of their platform. I'm just being honest with you, baby. I'm a seer. I see what y'all be out here doing. Stop throwing at one another, because at the end of the day, they putting all y'all in the same boat. And if you ain't gonna throw at a senator, a congressman, or something like that, what you throwing at one another for? Because you fighting over the same $21. Don't do that. We deserve better. We can't keep calling ourselves kings and queens, and we out here fighting for crumbs. Oh, thank you. I'm here to tell you, we, not nobody else. Not TikTok, not Instagram, not YouTube. We got to do better. If you want to read it, go to my my website. But tonight I want to encourage my fellow spiritualists. Please protect our commodity, especially my melanated people, especially gays, melanated, especially black women, melanated. Protect your brand. Please. we got to show honor. Because if we don't, we can't chastise nobody else. We can't do it. So as a black man, I am saying, I'm going to show some love. Because if I'm interested in you, I don't mind the world knowing. But if I come to you as a brother in this thing, in this practice, I'm not going to disrespect you trying to get you to do, them extracurricular activities. I'm going to respect you. Because can't nobody say under me that I show any form of disrespect. So you do have a connection to Haitian Voodoo. Haitian Voodoo has a connection to me. It connected all up in here. If you want to date somebody in these spiritual streets, be straight up about that. Be straight up about that. But if I don't come in disguise, I'm a Sag. I got Aries moon. I'm straight up. So I ain't gonna never. Madame Oshun can't say I ever disrespected her like that. Shadow Woods can't say it. Man or woman, because I don't play them games. Because I don't need to disguise my intention. Because if that's my intention, you can't tell me but yes or no. That's it. Because we grown. Other than that, I don't come with the tomfoolery. I say I respect it, and I should be able to compliment you, male or female, about what you're doing or how you handle your business without you taking it beyond what I said. Because I don't have to, you ain't got to read between the lines with Apostle Ely. Because I speaks my mind. Especially y'all that follow me on my YouTube, y'all know I speaks my mind, right? So, if I want to compliment you and say you got it going, or girl, you did that today, or sir, you handled your business, take it for what it is. Because if I had any other intention, you would have been no. Ain't nothing bashing about me. Consultation was the truth, and any reading I ever got was spot on. Thank you so much, Jazz. Appreciate that. All right. After today, I hope, somebody said, I love your personality, love your energy. I love you back. I'm a Sagittarius. I like that. Lick that right on up. I want to encourage you all to follow me on my YouTube account. So I can get more, be more me. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I hope to support many of you guys. I'm trying to get to a certain place. So once I come in, I want to be able to be a physical support, not just lip service and follow it. No, I want to come in and make some things happen. And so therefore we can get into better spaces and places in this thing and stop demanding other people to respect us when we ain't respecting ourselves. Okay. I hope this helped you. I hope you take this for what it was. And I hope that, no, I'm not doing any readings tonight. I got to eat sometime, y'all. All right. But I will be back on Monday on my YouTube account. And you can follow me there if you want me to do some readings online. And guys, please, if you have not, you ain't got to be in my church. Monique, post her Cash App again before we get off this. And then I'm going to do a video and put her Cash App out there on my YouTube and my TikTok. And we're going to be a blessing to her. Okay? She do a lot of work. She keep it real. She tell it, I do what I can when I can. But I want to do things that actually mean something that change the game of stuff. So that's just why I do what I do. Okay? So thank you so much. Much love to each and every one of you guys. And I will see y'all tomorrow on YouTube. On my YouTube channel, Apostle Ely. All right. Much love. God bless.